last but not the least, we will be announcing the winner of the mayoral race.
A certificate of canvas boasts a proclamation of winning candidate for mayor. We, the undersigned members of the City Board of Canvassers, do hereby certify under oath that we have truly canvassed the votes cast in 1,173 cluster precincts for the candidates therein for mayor in the elections held on May 12, 2025. Attached here to and forming part hereof is a statement of votes by the precincts garnered by each candidate for the office of mayor. That after such canvass, it appears that Duterte wrote 662,630 votes for the office of mayor, same being the highest number of votes legally cast for said office. On the basis of the foregoing, we hereby proclaim the above-named winning candidate as the duly elected mayor of the city of Davao, province of Davao Sur. Congratulations!
And then sinabi niya, well, kung yan yung realistic, sabi niya, iiwan na lang natin sa Diyos yung miracles. At sinabi niya, since tapos na yung kampanya at eleksyon, kung pwede ko ba daw tutukan yung kaso naman niya, na sinabi ko naman sa kanya na gagawin ko yon. Meron lang kaming mga projects na kailangan gawin sa Office of the Vice President kasi meron kasi kaming project, yung pagbabago program which should roll at the end of school year. So dapat kasi walang pasok ang mga bata noon kapag nagro-roll out kami ng project na yun. Ito yung time na yun. So sasabay ko lang yung dalawa, yung pag-aasikaso sa kaso niya and yung project namin sa OVP na pagbabago campaign.
Thank you, Ate Sol. Ma'am, we have Kat Domingo, ABS.
Ma'am, you mentioned na binigyan niyo si dating Pangulong Duterte ng realistic number na pwedeng manalo ng mga senators na support na allied with you. At ano po yung number na binigay?
Hindi ko na lang i-share sa inyo. Baka kasi sabihin nyo, masyado naman akong overconfident. Pero binigyan ko siya ng number na more than 2.
More than 2?
Yes.
And you based that number on?
I based that number on mga surveys na nakikita ko. Both surveys na pinapagawa sa national and pinapagawa ng mga local candidates.
Happy ka man, ma'am, doon sa number na feeling nyo makukuha nyo? Are you confident that that's enough to push for the issues ni dating Pangulong Duterte and your issues as well in the Senate?
Well, hindi ko naman siya tiningnan na gano'n eh. Hindi ko naman siya tiningnan na nangampanya ako para sa mga issues ko or sa issues ni dating Pangulong Duterte. Dahil ang issue ko lang naman ay ang impeachment. So, sinasabi ko na nga na yung impeachment naman, kahit anong mangyari dyan, guilty or acquittal, handa na ako sa kung anong mangyayari. Tiningnan ko siya as one group of individuals, hopefully soon to be senators, who can continue to push for yung sinasabi nating tunay na pagbabago na nasimulan ni Pangulong Duterte. Na yun din yung platform noong 2022 but apparently hindi natin nakikita ngayon. So, we want to push for that. Unity and continuity.
Ma'am, last from my end, nagkaroon po kayo ng Mother's Day dinner last night with your family. May we know some salient points, key discussions tungkol sa perhaps national issues or other issues na kinakaharap ng pamilya niyo during that meeting yesterday with the family?
Oo. Wala kaming diniscuss na national issues. Nakita kami ni Congressman Pulong Duterte pero short time lang siya nandoon sa bahay ng mama ko dahil may celebration silang pamilya, sarili nila with his wife. So nagkausap lang kami, in-endorse lang niya sa akin kung ano yung nangyari sa The Hague nung nandoon siya. At sinabi din niya na in-endorse na rin niya sa uncle namin na pupunta doon ngayon para siya na naman yung bibisita kay dating Pangulong Duterte kung ano yung mga nagbago na mga sistema since noong nandoon ako last time. Yun lang ang napag-usapan namin, ang detention lang ni dating Pangulong Duterte. At hindi kami nagkita ni Mayor Baste Duterte dahil umuwi akong maaga dahil sa sobrang init ng panahon kahapon ay hindi ko na kaya yung nagpahinga na ako. Sobrang init.
Okay. Ma'am, we have Attorney Karen Jimeno, Bilyonario.
Attorney Karen.
I mentioned po dati ni Congressman Paulo Duterte na ang ina-endorse ni former President Duterte ay si former Senator Gringo Nasan at si Colonel Ayam.
Yes.
So, nag-update po sa kanya na sinama yung mga possibility ng mga senators na non-PDP na maaaring manalo at okay po sa kanya kahit na it's ito po in-endorse sila Senator Amy Marcos at saka si Congressman Camille Villar Mapapasok.
Hindi. Hindi ko nabanggit. Hindi ko binanggit sa kanya yung extra na 2 senators na kinakampanya ko. At ang pagkakaintindi ko, ang ginawa ng PDP is 2 yung slate nila na full 12. Yung isang slate is with Gringo Honasan and Ariel Quirobin. Tapos yung isang slate naman is Camille Villar and Amy Marcos. But I understand, kagabi, na desisyon na ang PDP na ang dadalhin nila as guest candidates is Amy Marcos and Camille Villar. I don't know kung medyo too late na siya, but hopefully matanggap pa rin ng mga kababayan natin ang balita ngayon at boboto sila with 2 additional guest candidates, Marcos and Villar.
Ma'am, we have Maya Padilla of EDGE Davao.
Good morning, VP. VP, after this election, I'm just curious if you have plans to, meron na ka bang nakaplano ng mga big lista or pag-issue or nakaplano na activities after this election?
After this election, oo, yung kailangan kasi namin talaga i-roll out yung pagbabago campaign. Ito yung advocacy namin sa education ng mga bata at yung 1 million trees namin na kailangan namin matanim by end of our term ngayong 2028. But yes, hindi ko lang alam kung hahabulon kasi makakahabol yung procurement namin for this time. Pero yun yung plano. The plan is roll out the pagbabago campaign since ang target nun is walang pasok ang mga bata kapag kami nangangampanya noong edukasyon. Pangalawa is the pasasalamat program ng Office of the Vice President. Yearly na pasasalamat namin yon. It happens in June. And then the other one is our LGBTQ celebration. Sa June din nangyayari yon. At yung pang-apat is yung Independence Day celebration with Filipino community in another country. Pinag-uusapan pa kasi namin ngayon kung paano gagawin yon. Sa June 12 yon at sa ibang bansa yon. At yung isa pa pala is yung May 31 na binubuo namin na gathering sa The Hague. Ito yung ICC Send Him Home na rally namin sa May 31.
Birthday niya po, ma'am?
Yes, oo. Kasi nandoon na rin ako kasi pinramis ko sa mga magulang ko na mag-birthday ako na nandyan silang 2. So pupunta kami ng mother ko para mag-celebrate with former President Duterte. And then pagkatapos namin pumasok doon sa loob, I can do a gathering, a discussion, a forum with mga kababayan nating OFW doon sa The Hague. So yun. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Five more, yes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Ma'am, we have
Ang impeachment, iniiwan ko na yan sa mga abogado. Ina-update lang nila ako sa mga challenges na na-encounter nila sa kanilang paghahanda. And as much as kaya ko, tinutulungan ko sila at sinasagot ko yung mga tanong nila. At I point them to the right direction kung saan kukunin yung mga documents for preparations para sa impeachment trial.
Okay, Lance, go.
Ma'am, good morning, VP. Clarification lang po doon sa, balikan ko lang yung pag-adopt formally ng PBB kay na Senator Marcos and kay Representative Villar. Did they have a consultation with you before they made a decision, or it was really a party decision to have it decided 2 days before the midterm rules?
They did not consult with me because I am not a member of PDP. They decided it on their own.
Okay. But the former president, he doesn't have an idea po, no, about this pa? About Senator Marcos and Representative Villar being guest candidates for PDP?
Well, I do not know because the lawyers who visit him every day, every morning, they give him updates as well with what is happening in the campaign and what will happen in the elections. So likely, one of these days, he'll know